Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, NFE bodybuilder Hercules Derek Scott. Um, it's about 11:30, just getting ready for bed, and I figured I'd go ahead and do this quick video for you guys. This video comes to you as a result of a recent post that I put on Facebook and Instagram of this incredibly gorgeous, I find gorgeous, woman with tremendously huge quads, She-Hulk type quads, and just she's got some muscle. She's got a huge ass that was obviously developed from doing a lot of squats and great genetics. But in any case, a couple people replied and responded to those pictures saying that it was too much or it was ridiculous and just no symmetry and things like that. And just that kind of triggered some things in me that caused me to want to do this video. So here goes. Here are my thoughts on that too much. Because sometimes I get that, bodybuilders, I've gotten it, directed at myself. I have friends who have been told that they have too much muscle, or how big do you want to get, and it's going to be too much, and I can't believe you fucking want to look like that, and all that stuff. Well, here's my take on all that too much. I kind of reached a little bit of an epiphany on the subject of too much. People say, oh, that's too much. That's too much muscle. That's too shredded. That's too huge. Too much, too much, too much. But it really hit me. What are they really trying to say by that? Is it too much because it's too much dedication? It's too much hard work? It's too much weight they have to move on a daily basis? It's too much dieting? Maybe because it's too much cardio? I just don't know what the too much is. And then, a lot of times people say, yeah, that's fine, but I just don't want that. I don't want that for myself. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that there are probably a lot of people in the world who don't want to look like that, or don't want, physical fitness to that extent that maybe bodybuilders are reaching towards. But too much. I just think that maybe sometimes there's a much higher, a much greater percentage of people that say it's too much because they don't want to put in the work that they know is required to achieve that. Maybe they want it. Maybe, it could be at a conscious level or subconscious level. Who knows? But maybe that's why they say it's too much. It's too much because I can't do what it takes to get it. So therefore, I'm calling it too much for me. I don't want that. Or that person is too much. She's too much. She has too much muscle. Therefore, I wouldn't want a woman like that as a mate because maybe it makes me feel bad about myself, my level or lack of physical fitness. Maybe I'm out of shape, or maybe I'm much smaller than she is. So maybe she makes me feel bad about myself. So that kind of woman is too much for me. It could be a number of reasons, Maybe it is just too much and it's not something they want. There's probably a small percentage of the world that I say that's probably true for, but I think most people do want it because guess what? When 90% of the beach is out of shape and looks horrible and feels bad about themselves, well, guess what? When the shirts come off and the bikinis are shown and the muscles are shown, it's not too much then because everybody's looking, everybody's in awe, the ladies are lusting, the guys are wishing they were the ones that were being lusted after. When a guy gets into a fight and he's a zillion times stronger than the guy he's fighting, it's not too much. It's not too much when the girl walks into the room and all the guys are checking her out because of her great physique and amazing ass that comes from squats. It's not too much then. Saying that having all that tremendous physique and all that is too much, to me, is kind of like, that's kind of like, the guy who looks at the Ferrari. He can't afford the Ferrari. He's not making enough money to have it. But then he looks at the guy who's worked his ass off and he's driving the Ferrari and he says, that's too fast a car for me. That car is too much for me. That's too much speed for me. That's a waste of money. That's too much money. Because he's upset. He can't afford it. He can't do what it takes to have it. so therefore he's sour grapes in it. Or the neighbor, well, not necessarily the neighbor, or the person who sees people that have these big, lavish, and luxurious homes, and they say, oh, well, that's just too much house for me. That's too big a house for me. It's too much, because you don't have it, because you're in a small little hut, a small home, and you can't have it. And really, you're wishing that you could have it. And if you had the opportunity to have it, or you could actually work to get into a home like that, you probably would. Because then you'd be the envy of all your friends. You'd have plenty of space, and you'd just be the talk of the town, and you'd be somebody because you have it. It wouldn't be too much if you had it. Like I said, I dare you to get into that Ferrari, drive real fast, and somebody say, you can have it. You can have it today. It wouldn't be too much then, now would it? So again, I think physiques work the same way, because what's too much is, you have to say no to the fatty foods too much. You have to do the cardio too much. You have to have dedication and commitment too much. You have to lift too much weight. So all these things are really probably in most cases, at a conscious level or subconscious level, what's actually too much. So it's not that the guy has too much muscle, because guess what? When the shirts come off, the ladies want to rub all over the muscles. It's this thing of awe. It's this great phenomenon. When the sundresses come off at the beach and the girls have the bikinis on with these crazy fit chick bodies and crazy legs and asses and everything everywhere, it's not too much then. The muscle's not too much then. Or when she's in the gym, and yeah, she's got those big legs and the big booty, and all the guys are watching, and all the girls are envious because she's squatting her ass off, lifting a lot of weight, and she's the envy of the gym, and she's lifting more than a lot of guys in the gym, making them feel bad about themselves because their quads aren't as huge, and they're not moving as much weight as she is. Then it's too much. Then, oh, she looks like a man. Bullshit. Because the clothes come off, fellas, you'll be on it too. You'll love it too. Same thing. Like I said, those big fit chicks, all the guys want to be with them. All the girls want to look like them. So too much, I think, is society's way of copping out, of doing the work, of getting what they really want. Because the people that are too much, they're healthy, they're happy, they're the envy of society. But people try to make them outcasts because it's too much work, commitment, dedication required to get to that level. And now, don't get me wrong, I totally understand that if it's like for a particular sport or athletic ability, to be proficient in your sport, especially as a career and things like that, I understand that there may be too much muscle, for mobility's sake, or just speed and agility and things like that. I understand that aspect. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand that. That's just the truth. I mean, it's got to be functional muscle. It's got to be, muscle that you can use to be proficient at your sport. I understand that. Such as maybe being too big or too tight. Because I used to box, so maybe having too much muscle might actually slow your punches down, or your quickness in being able to move and to slip punches and to block punches and things like that. I understand that. Or maybe it might slow you down on the field in football, or if you're a sprinter, maybe you might have too much upper body muscle and you might need more lower body muscle, things like that. I understand if you have too much muscle, maybe for a particular activity or for a particular sport. That makes sense to me. My opinion, take it for what it's worth. No freaking excuses. That's what's too much out there. It's too much excuses. Too many freaking excuses. Go out there, get what you want. I understand if you don't want to be all big and huge and everything, fine. But just keep in mind, what actually is too much? Too much bullshit. Peace. I'm going to bed.